Hi everyone, it's Diane from Art of Craft. I want to show you today how to create scenes on your tags. You can use this on tags, you can use it on your scrapbook pages, you can use it on cards, and it's fun to use several stamps and use your stamps upside down, sideways to create these scenes. It's, again, lots of fun, very easy to do. Anybody can do this. You're not having to draw, you're just having to apply product to the tags and the cards. A lot of people look at them and say, oh, that's so complicated. It is not complicated. I could teach you how to do this in a class in probably 20 minutes. And so I'm going to try and do a video to show you how quickly you can create these cards for very little cost because you're using all the wonderful products that you've got. On these, I've used the Holtz distress inks. These are manila cardstock. I haven't done the backs yet, but I will. So it's the distress inks to do the colouring. Sometimes I bring in a few of the Ranger Adirondack colours, depending on what shades I want and how I want to create them. But these ones are mostly created with the distress ink and archival ink for the actual stamping of them. They also have combinations of paint dabbers for the clouds on this one in particular. I've used a combination of Snow Cap and the Pearl Dabber to create clouds and then use the colours over the top. I've used lots of different stamps in there. There's Holtz. Most of them on this particular sequence are from Stamp It in Australia. An Australian company produces these, and these are the stamps that I'm using. You can see some of them in the images, and this is another one. They're all really cool stamps, nicely detailed, it makes it easy to combine these different stamps together. Here's another one. Now all my stamps look like this. I'm not paranoid about how my stamps look or how clean they are. I use them as tools. I like them to not be on a block myself, not so much when creating cards like these, but when I'm doing objects where I can curve the stamping, and I don't even put it onto the acrylic block sometimes and just stamp it with my hands to create different images through the pictures. When I create these pictures, what I like to try and create is a feeling, so that when a person looks at the picture they can actually feel that a sense of the time and the smells and of the picture. This very much reminds me of New Zealand, where some of these images remind me more of Australia. So that's what it's all about. Here's a card that I've made doing the similar thing. This is actually made with only one stamp, this one here, but I have stamped it several times up the top, and then I have swirled it round and put it down the bottom so I can get more length into the project. It works. Nobody's going to notice that you've put it upside down. Just play with them and play with the stamps and do that. Another little, this is a fun card. You can put little embellishments on it and put your sentiment up. But another thing that I notice a lot of people don't do is they always put white inside their cards, or very little colour. I actually like to put colour inside there. I like to choose from my paper stash so I can use some of it up, stuff that I've had for years, and I think this is an old basic ray paper, and I think it just adds to the whole feeling of what you're trying to achieve when you create these cards. This is that same, a similar look in that card. You can see where I have done that stamping, as I've said, where I have put it up there several times and filled in the bottom. And you'll note that I've stamped this not just in black archival. I've actually used blue, the cobalt I think it is, and green, and I've applied that to my stamp before I'd stamped it. because archival, remember, will sit, you'll be able to apply the distress inks over the top and the archival will still shine through. And then after you've done that, you can accent it with your glossy accents. I don't know whether you can pick up the little, I've just put little blobs of it on there to give a reflect to the water. And you can see where I have used acrylic paint dabbers to create a resist effect through here. So you can do that. And if you look closely, probably more visible on these. I'm very tactile. And so on these, you'll see where I have actually got glass bead gel. And I've used crackle accents. Anything you've got, try it and play with it and have fun with it. This has got crackle accents on it. I think that it's a slightly bigger shade on my crackle, so I suspect that I would have used this distress crackle paint as opposed to the crackle accent. But anything you've got, just use it, try it. Get reflex in your water. The other thing I like to do is when I've finished my cards, I'll often, it's really hard to pick it up on a video, but there is actually, I've used Lindsay Stamp Gang on this one to get reflex in the sky. There's a little copper one through here, which you can see, and green through here. You can see it with the naked eye, but it's hard to see on the video. And again, you can see glossy accents and glass bead gel. When it comes to finishing these, whether it be your cards or your tags, especially with the tags, because on a card, obviously, you can put your sentiment on the inside. But on the tags, I use my tickets that you would have seen on a previous video. And I will put a ticket, and it'll have a happy birthday or whatever on the back. So you can do that, or you can spray out the side when you're finished, which I always finish the back of my tags. These ones aren't because I've just finished them, but I always spray them. Usually just get some Lindy's or some Perfect Pearl Mists, Ranger Perfect Pearl Mists, or some Tattered Angels, and spray them through. But you can also stamp your happy birthday and your greeting on there. So you've got this beautiful tag to give to someone, and to tie around a bottle of wine or put in a lovely gift, whatever you like. So remember to do that, and you can just fit them to whatever. Just choose one of your tickets to put on there, put a nice piece of ribbon on there. Lots of fun to do that. Okay, I'm going to be stamping these onto manila cardstock, but there's many different cards that you can use. Manila is my favourite. I have also been experimenting with the LeBlanc, the new LeBlanc specialty stamping paper, and I can't wait to try the Ranger one as well. So they're interesting. So today we're just going to create it on these tags here. I'm going to be stamping with the archival to create the scene. I'm going to be doing this fairly quickly. I don't really think much about what I'm doing, because I always know that if I don't like what I'm doing, don't be afraid. You can just paint it out or gesso over it, or flip the card and make another one. Just play, and if it doesn't look right, just make it into something else. One thing I'd like to tell you about, though, you've got to be conscious, like when you're creating scenes, look, you don't want things like, when you look at this, it's all centered on the middle. Remember to stamp off the edges to give balance to the project. And you definitely don't want it looking like the trees coming out of the lady's head, because the geisha girl's head, because it looks foolish. Now this can be fixed, but easily by creating her horizon and stamping something down here. But if you just use that on a card, you see how that would look kind of strange. Stamp off to the side. Leave room. Remember to leave room if you want to put a sentiment in there. It'd be nice to trail something down there. Or leave room if you think you know what sort of embellishment that you're going to use on it. Don't worry about marks. See these marks here where I've stamped this? Everybody knows, if you've been watching my videos, that I'm not careful, because I can remove those with ink and paint and get rid of any problems that I've got there. So don't get all paranoid if you don't stamp it correctly, or if you put a thumbprint in it, because if you're anything like me, you stick it in the middle of your archival ink and all of a sudden there's a thumbprint on there. I can show you tricks on how to get rid of them. I'm using Tim Holtz I forget what he calls them, but they are the ones that he uses for putting his cling stamps on in this particular case. As I said, I don't always use these, but this is a great set because you get the whole set in one. They're nice and thin profile, got the grid marks on them so you can line them up, and they do a good job. Another thing that I do that's probably terribly wasteful is I usually, even though this is a large stamp and it's only going to go on part of this, I always ink the whole thing up. Now, I don't know whether that's a bad habit or not, but that way you won't get any problems when it comes to missing your ink on the page. I've left room up here for a sentiment if I so want it, or sky or clouds, so that one looks fine to me. The one that I created, and I'm not going to worry about this black down here because I'm just going to be creating more mess, and I've been wiping up all the time now and always just do the back slip. So you see how you create these? Don't worry about things being upside down. Just play around with your stamps until you get something you like the look of. If you go over the top of the black after you put these on, it will take over, but some of it should come through. These are all archival ink. This is the really old ones that came apart, and you can just lift them off and put them on. Doesn't matter which ones you got. These things last for years. I've had this for years. And then the next style they come out with was like this, and the new ones are like this. Man, it's irrelevant what sort you've got, unless you're into having a particular set that matches. Yeah, looks like the trees in the foreground are larger and that you're looking through the scene into the back. It works. And note that I used that upside down all the way wrong way round. It doesn't matter. Use the same method. We've put some clouds up there. Use whatever colours you like, and you can apply, even these ones you can apply with your pad if you want to, like so, over the top. colour there, got a little texture there. What else do we want to put on there? I think we really need to highlight the water, as I have done in this particular one, where you can see it's just glossy accents. And after I've let the glossy accents dry, and then I have just used some of this on my finger and just run it across the top of the glossy accent, so I've got a really shimmer on that water. Now see where I've gone over the edge here. I haven't got my pen here at the moment, but I'll actually just put another fine line in there with my pen, and that'll just look like it's part of the tree trunk, even though I've gone over the edge a lot with the brown. When you're doing this watercolor, I find the best method is to put it on, but follow the lines that are already there, or close to. And then I'll highlight that later. And now we need to put a little glass bead gel up there on the trees. Funny when you do it like that, but as you can see on this one, I hope you can pick that up. It gives a cool effect, a little bit more of a lineage. You can just add and play and get it how you like it. Your picture, and it's only a piece of card. It's quite good, I like that. That'll do me. And so on and so on. I'll complete a couple of these, and I'll show you at the end. If you've got any questions you'd like to ask, you're most welcome. Message me, I'll answer them, and hopefully this will be a shorter video than my usual ones, and we'll try the next technique we're going to do in the next video. I'll just give you a quick preview. I'm going to show you how to do this look on your cards. It's fun. I call it shadow resist technique, but you would have seen this a million times, but I don't know what it's called officially out there, but I like it, and I think it looks pretty, and I like ghosting effects, and so that's the next video is going to be on that. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.